Organic chemistry is a difficult class at any time, but it is near impossible when scheduled from 2 to 4 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday in a spring term. And for my students that term, right after a 4-hour organic chemistry lab from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. My students were already suffering by the end of the first week. No time for lunch, no time in the sun as the days grew warmer, no break between the long winter semester that had just ended and the fast-paced spring term that had just started. So the second week, I started class with a question. Hey guys, what should we do? We brainstormed some great ideas. Play upbeat music before class starts. Start with prayer. Bring lunch and eat as class begins. Work in groups on in-class problems. Take at least a 10-minute break in the middle of class and walk out of the windowless room to see the sun. Schedule the exams so they are on different weeks from the lab exams. And do lots of demos. So not only did we implement almost all the ideas, but they became bigger and better over the next few weeks. Students shared their food, sometimes making a favorite treat, especially for class. Students who were understanding a concept were deputized for the day to be TAs, and they moved around the room with the actual TAs to give help. I structured the quizzes so they were learning tools with immediate feedback. It's the first time I'd tried that. The students took them first on their own and turned them in, and then took them again in a small group of 3 to 4 so they could discuss their thinking and teach each other. There was a lot of interaction, collaboration, and evidence of learning. And yes, an occasional demo with fire. Probably my favorite memory of that class was a student who was very recently home from a mission and was still on fire, figuratively this time, to make sure everyone was being helped. He organized study groups outside of class and offered tutoring sessions for anyone struggling. Half of the final was a comprehensive national exam from the American Chemical Society Exam Institute. And this student organized a group order for the study guides, so everyone had access to them to prepare for the final. We jokingly said he was trying to save everyone's OChem soul. So what happened? The class scored in the 87th percentile in the final compared to other students across the nation. More importantly, there were 90 students and almost all but 2, succeeded in the class. Most importantly, the feeling of unity in the class was amazing. Just showing up for each other made all the difference. Now, not all of my classes, which are typically 250 students, have built this same collaborative spirit. And I don't always have a student with extraordinary OChem zeal. But every time I invite my students to help each other, the spirit in the class changes and all are edified. You do not have to go it alone. Consider how you, as the professor, can crowdsource and invite your students to help each other learn the skills and content in your course. We have such good-hearted and service-oriented students. They can contribute to their neighbors' learning